afternoon, everybody. My name's 12 Gauge. Today is Tuesday. Um, Welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, take a look around, see if there's something that you enjoy, something that you can dig your teeth into, and come back and get some more. There's a little bit of everything in here. There's concerts, there's podcasts, there's streams, there's lives. Been doing this for a couple months now, so I have quite a bit of material in here. Um, Hopefully, you find something that you can enjoy. Everything that I say in this video is alleged and it's my opinion. Um, I try to stick to the truth. I try to, speak nothing on but what has been reported rather than make my own accusations or speculations. Tonight, I want to talk about the Madeline Soto case. There's a lot of questions that are being asked. There's a lot of things that just don't add up. So I'd like to talk about that and go from there, see where this leads us. Okay. Let's go ahead and start.
Breaking in the death of 13-year-old Madeline Soto. Why prosecutors are now calling for an investigation into this local sheriff, and how the story Madeline's mother provided law enforcement doesn't line up with what investigators know. We spoke one-on-one with Jennifer Soto last Tuesday. Good afternoon. I'm Darlene Jones.
And I'm Greg Wormuth. At that point, her daughter Madeline had been missing for 1 day. She told us that Stephen Stearns, her boyfriend and now the prime suspect in Madeline's death, had taken the teenager to school. She said the last conversation she had with the 13-year-old was the night before. But this report we got a hold of today shows she told deputies she saw her daughter the morning of her disappearance. Channel 9 investigative reporter Shannon Butler has been digging into the details of this case. She joins us live in studio. And Shannon, that's not the only thing you noticed in this new report.
Greg, no one has been charged in Madeline Soto's death, but we do know investigators are looking into who knew what and when. And some of that means looking at those initial interviews of the couple and the ones later on. Sources tell me the statements about the timeline are not consistent. Jennifer Soto told us last week that the last conversation she had with her daughter was about her 13th birthday party the night before Maddie disappeared.
I told her good night, and yeah, that was it.
But according to documents, Sunday night was not the last time Soto saw Maddie. New documents show that Maddie's mom told deputies on February 26th that she saw her daughter getting dressed for school at 8 o'clock that morning, and that her boyfriend then took the teen to school. But
Okay, so why would you lie about that? I mean, I understand that maybe people get their facts mixed up and, you're in a crisis, obviously, because your daughter is missing. And, we know what eventually happened with this little girl. She was found deceased. But why would you go to that extreme to say, I don't I don't know what happened. I don't know where she was. And there she is with her boyfriend, who is yet to be arrested for this crime.
since that initial report was taken, we learned from the Orange County Sheriff that Maddie was likely dead earlier than that.
Our detectives have determined that Madeline was never dropped off. Instead, we believe she was already dead at the time and that Stephen Stearns moved her body in the early morning hours on that day.
Channel 9 has been going through statements from Stephen Stearns and Soto trying to piece together what happened in the last few hours of the little girl's life, starting with our interview of the couple. Her mom told us last week.
We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
But in that same interview, then said,
I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. But yeah.
Detectives believe Maddie was likely dead early Monday morning because a video timeline shows Maddie's belongings being dumped in a dumpster at 7:35 by Stearns. At 8:19, Sheriff Mina said video shows Maddie in Stearns' vehicle believed to be deceased.
Okay, so first she said that she was dropped off, and then she came back and said she was the one that dropped her off. Now they're saying that, probably around 7:35 they found her stuff and she was probably already dead. I've heard other reports on some other videos that I've been watching, and one that I watched this weekend that had suggested that this individual was driving around with a deceased little girl in his car. And I thought that was just sick as hell. You know what I mean? Like, who does that? Who who drives around with a deceased person in their vehicle like it's no big deal?
Since then, the case has moved to Kissimmee police, and sources tell us that Soto has been interviewed multiple times by detectives at 2 agencies and that they are looking closely at all the statements she's made. But officially, Kissimmee police won't comment. So, this initial report also shows that Stearns told investigators that after Maddie got out of his car, she stopped to look in that book bag before he drove away. That same book bag was found actually in the dumpster. After her death, he then said he went home for about an hour after going to the vape store and running errands. He was home that day until 2:30. Detectives say a tip showed him changing a flat tire not far from where the little girl's body was found that afternoon.
All right, Shannon, it is starting to piece together. Thank you. We also spoke to suspect Stephen Stearns before he was arrested. He also told us he dropped off Madeline for school the morning of her disappearance.
She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out. I love her. She said thanks, love you too. That was it.
Again, law enforcement believes Stearns never drove Madeline to school and that she was already dead that morning.
Greg, also breaking this afternoon, the state attorney's office says it's asking the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to investigate how and why a photo that appeared to be a body in the woods was posted to the Osceola County Sheriff's personal Instagram page. The photo was posted less than 24 hours after investigators found Madeline Soto's body. Sheriff Marcos Lopez, who you see here, said he accidentally posted the image when sharing a post of himself visiting a senior citizens area. The sheriff's office has not said why the sheriff had the photo or who took it. Developments continue to come out in this tragic story in our community. For Eyewitness News at 5, we'll show you the impact Madeline's death has had on our entire first.
Man, it just keeps getting deeper and deeper, isn't it? Like, just posting a picture of a body in the woods on your Instagram page, your personal Instagram page, it's like, come on, man. Come on. You have to do better. You have to do better than that. It's just tragic. This whole thing is tragic. Um, like he just said, he dropped her off. Didn't realize what was going on. Just the same old stories, the same old stuff. Um, it's just very tragic how youngsters are passing away. They're young. They have so much of their lives to live, and they have all these obstacles that they face every day. It says creepy footage shows Madeline Soto prime suspect Stefan Stearns hovering the back of mom's interview just days before he was arrested when Florida teenager's body was found in the woods. It says footage of 13-year-old Madeline Soto's murder suspect shows him lingering in the background of an interview with her mother shortly before his arrest last week. I don't know if it's Steven or if it's Stefan Stern. Jen Soto's boyfriend was the last person to have seen the middle schooler alive before she disappeared last week, not having shown up for school that day. The teen's body was found on Friday in Osceola County, Florida, in the woods off the Hickory Tree Road about 4 days after she was first reported missing. Stearns, who was arrested Wednesday, was not granted bond during an initial hearing. It says ahead of his arrest, however, Stearns, 37, is shown oddly hovering in the background of a video interview his girlfriend Madeline's mom was giving. As she speaks about her missing child, he wanders in and out of the frame before taking a seat in the background. That kind of says a little bit of nervousness, wouldn't you think? The mom too. Let me know what you think about the mother's demeanor. I mean, you watched the video on the others. I played the video before I'm going over this, but let me know what you think about the mom's demeanor. She doesn't seem very broken up about it. Maybe she's in shock. Maybe she's grieving. Maybe she just doesn't understand everything that's going on. I mean, I give it to her. She just lost her daughter. But you would expect different reactions. It said in the wake of his arrest, footage also emerged of Stearns giving a tearful interview with local news just a day after Madeline went missing. Madeline was reported missing last Monday night in Orlando, Florida, after initial report that she was last seen that morning near Town Loop Boulevard and Hunters Park Lane. However, cops have since said she may have already been dead during her final sighting. Stearns, who had been identified as the prime suspect in her murder, was arrested on child porn charges and sexual battery after police recovered photos and videos on his phone, which were described as disturbing. He has not been charged in connection with the girl's murder. Videos have emerged of an interview Stern gave to Orlando WFTV9 on Tuesday. I dropped her off at school early. I could have waited longer, he said tearfully. She looked okay. She was walking towards the school. I went on with my day. We don't know where she could be, and we're scared. I just want her home. That's what all people say, you know? And then you find out that they're the ones that murder her. Kind of like Audrey Cunningham in her story. The mother's friend, or not the mother, the mother and dad's tenant even helped search for her. He added, it just keeps coming in waves. Reality keeps hitting. We don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe. It's a living nightmare. I just want to wake up. Deputies say they believe Madeline was never dropped off at Hunters Creek Middle School on Monday morning, and she was dead before then. They said Stearns allegedly moved her body in the morning hours of Monday after killing her in Kissimmee. On Friday afternoon, the Orange County Sheriff's Office held a press conference in which they stated that they were confident the girl was dead. Sheriff John Minna broke the devastating news to Madeline's mother, Jen, on Thursday night. We believed he moved her body in those early morning hours, and all that is still under investigation, the sheriff explained. Well, there's the mom and there's the daughter. You know, it's sad that you think you know somebody you're dating. You think you know who this person is. And before you know it, they're arrested with child pornography on their phone, sexual images, and your daughter, 13 years old, is missing. Well, think of all the questions that the mother must be thinking. I'm not trying to blame the mother. Just in that one interview, she didn't seem very broken up about it. She didn't react like I thought that somebody would react it. But maybe she was in shock. You know, people react differently. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. So Right here is where the backpack and the computer was dumped, and then the body was found over here. So it looks like he threw that stuff over here, and then somehow took our body and dumped it off. It's just sick, man. There's the car that people have seen her in. It says police say they believe the teenager was never dropped off at the middle school on Monday morning, having been killed hours earlier in Kissimmee. After his arrest, investigators said they discovered disturbing images where they looked through his phone, along with proof that he attempted to delete evidence of the related material. So what kind of disturbing images did they see? Did it have anything to do with Maddie? I mean, was there video? I mean, was there pictures of her in there? Last Friday morning, Stearns was transferred from the Orange County Jail to Osceola County. And here's the murder timeline. Sunday, Maddie celebrated her 13th birthday. This is February 25th. On Monday, the 26th, Maddie is driven to school by her mom's boyfriend, Stephen Stearns, who claims he dropped her off at a nearby church. Another person driving somebody to school, and the person ends up dead before they get to school. Just sad. 4:30 p.m. Maddie's mom, Jen Soto, goes back to pick up Maddie from Hunters Creek Middle School, only to find out the daughter didn't attend class that day. So nobody from the school notified her that her daughter wasn't there. 8 p.m. Maddie is reported missing. Orange County Sheriff's Office deputies meet the mom at the school. They canvass area and search the bloodhound but find nothing. So from 4:30 to 8 o'clock, what the hell was going on? I mean, was she looking herself? Was she asking questions? So at 8 o'clock, the sheriff's office get there and they start looking for the girl. Tuesday, February 27th, 6:50 p.m., Madeline Soto's missing poster release. Officials widen their search. At 10 p.m. that night, eventual suspect Stearns appears in the background of an interview with Madeline's mother. On Wednesday, the 28th, 3:30 p.m., Orange County Sheriff John Mina hosts a press conference about the ongoing search. 9:52, Stearns is arrested on unrelated charges and named a prime suspect in this case. Friday, March 1st, 9:30 a.m., Stearns is moved by police to Orange County and Osceola County. 1 p.m., Sheriff Mina announces investigators are now confident that the missing 13-year-old Madeline Soto is dead. 4:30, Madeline's body is found in the woods during a coordinated search in the area off Hickory Tree Road. So you could be more than certain that once they arrested him, you know, he broke. He broke. And I'm pretty sure that when they found her at 4:30, by that point he was already, you know, he had broken. You know, he was probably confessing. You know, being told all this stuff that this is going to happen to you, that's going to happen to you. Um, all the stuff that goes on whenever somebody's being interrogated for a murder. Um, they probably interrogated him about the child pornography first, and then they went into the disappearance of where's Maddie. You were the last person that supposedly saw her. You said you dropped her off at a church. What made you drop her off at the church? Why didn't you take her to school like you always do? What made you drop her off? You know, where did you drop her off? What did she do? You said you waited a couple minutes and then you drove off. What was she doing? Where did she walk to? Was there anybody at the church? Did she seem preoccupied with anything? Did you notice which direction she was walking? All these questions are questions that are usually asked whenever somebody is being interrogated. And they're not usually asked that kindly. You know what I mean? They're usually pretty hardcore. So I wanted to get on here tonight and not really do a podcast, but I wanted to get on this case and put out some information, give my reaction to some of the stuff that I read and what I heard. And I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that um, you come back tomorrow. I'm going to start my podcast back up. And until then, if any other information comes up, I will definitely share it with you guys. If you like what you just heard, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. I will be placing places where if you want to donate a quarter or 75 cents or a dime or whatever for my presentations, you're more than welcome to do so. I will put my cash app down there. Not that it's essential or that you need to, but if you feel like you enjoyed it and you feel like, hey, I want to give them $1. Hey, I can't stop you. But anyway, that's not the purpose here. That's not the point here. Um, One more thing, one more announcement. Be sure to try to tune in on Friday. We're going to go live, Jeff and I. I hope that y'all have enjoyed our podcast together and that you enjoyed the live that we did together last week. As I told him last night, we seem to have a good camaraderie. And if you're in the live on Friday and you feel that you want to come up and really, discuss some things, um, I'll let you. You can come up and we can meet and we can talk and see exactly where your theories are, what your thoughts are on the topic that we're discussing. So until then, I'll see you later. I got to go rewrite some papers that I did incorrectly. I got to learn some areas that I'm not really picking up that well. Um, until next time, take care of yourselves, be vigilant, and try to be aware of your surroundings.